Hi guys, it's Sonelias and welcome to this brief video about the Encore engine for World of Tanks, which of course basically is the engine that's going to be used in World Tanks 1.0. Now up to this particular point in time we actually have always been in a 0.8.9 version, so never actually version 1 that's been released, and we've actually been using what's called the Big World engine. Now that particular licensing for that engine is still ongoing, but basically Wargaming wants to basically introduce a brand new engine which will give it a lot more capability, but also a lot more control over actually how the system will work. Now, it's not been released yet, the full game in version 1.0, but in the meantime you can already perform some tests on your machine just to make sure that your machine is compatible and will perform nicely. So I'll basically provide a download link for the Encore testing tool on the actual comments down below. In the meantime, just once you actually download and install it, of course you can choose your language, preferences, etc, etc. Once you're happy with that, we can just run this, and once we start running that particular tool, we'll actually see the actual system gathering configuration data to start off with. Once it's done that, we should be able to take it to the next stage. Bear with me 1 second. This is probably going to take a while, but as you might already see it in the little picture in the background there, that looks quite nice, doesn't it? It looks far more, I don't know, appealing than what we actually had in the old Big World engine. Alright, so at this point in time, basically it's gathered all the different bits of information it needs. You basically see exactly your computer configuration. As you can see, I've got a Core i7 7700K processor running at 4.2 gigahertz. I've got 32 gigs of memory, and I've got a Radeon RX 470 graphics card running on Windows 10. Now, previous test results you can actually review here quite easily. But what we're actually going to do here is we're going to do this test very quickly at, in this instance, the Ultra settings, so you can actually choose what particular level you want to do this at. And let's actually have a look at what that actually will look like on our machine. So again, it's gathering some data, it's basically doing a quick graphics test, and then it'll basically get started with the actual test. Now do bear in mind, my results might be affected slightly by the fact that I'm doing this recording simultaneously. So just take that into account when we're looking at the score later on. Alright, there we go. Should take about 2 minutes and 40 seconds or so, this video, or this bit of gameplay it's going to be showing. And I really like what they've done here with the water. But also if you look at the trees, they look pretty amazing, I'd say. The grass moves. The graphics on these tanks are great, so the texture, the details. Right, there we go. Tank starts driving. Of course, do bear in mind that at the moment we only see one moving vehicle here. We will see some extra ones in a minute. But, ooh, explosions. Perfect. Nice. But these explosions, they look amazing, as well as the fire there. I don't know exactly what frame rate we're running at. Can you see the mouse? Another tank. Tank, I believe. The fact that there's so few vehicles in here could potentially give a bit of a positive slant to these results as well. Nice. I love the way they actually show those vehicles burning there. The sound is amazing as well. I'm not sure if you can hear that, but it sounds pretty impressive. These are supposed to be real in-game graphics that we're seeing here. And if that indeed is the case, then I'm really impressed. Now, I compared my results to some other people, like for example Mighty Jingles, or for example Little Baby. And the end score seems to be relatively low on my machine compared to theirs. Probably because of the graphics card I'm using. So their graphics cards are, I believe, a 1080 NVIDIA. I'm using a Radeon card. I'm not using the top of the line card, but I'm using a card that is more than sufficient to run most any game. Typically an Ultra, quite happy with the results. But yeah, that could of course affect the actual end score that I'm getting at the end of the test here. It's almost over, now there's 15 seconds to go. I bet you agree with me that basically those flames and basically the graphics here look pretty amazing. Zooming out. This is all automated. I'm not doing anything here myself. It's all done by the system. Right, it's gathering its results. Right, 12,460. Is that any better than what I had in the past? It's improved. And it could be to do with the fact that I've actually got the latest Windows update, the one actually around the Spectre and so forth, the bugs that were in the processor. For some people that's actually resulted in slightly better computer performance. For some people it hasn't. It could of course also be that this is a slightly newer version of the Encore engine that's giving you slightly better results. Now hopefully this has been beneficial to you. Just try out that actually Encore testing tool, see how you're doing, and as far as I can see, I'm quite happy with these results and we can probably run everything at ultra settings. Guys, enjoy and see you in the next video. Bye bye.